How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. I know it's a little cold, I know it's a little late. Sorry to take a lot of your guys' time, but I'm here to give a persuasive speech. Jobs. We all hate going to them. You know, we dread it every morning getting out of bed. At least I know I do, my warm, comfy bed. But we all value having one. We all need it to be successful in life. It's our way to pay bills, put gas in the car, have what I like to call fun money, or drinking money for a lot of people. You can spend money on what you want when you have a job. Now let's imagine that you don't have a job. Not because you were in school, or you finally found that sugar mama or sugar daddy to take care of you, but simply because there are none. At least none that pay a livable wage. There is a crisis at our doorstep, and that is the number of jobs we Americans are losing to other countries in what is commonly called offshoring. Offshoring is defined as the practice of basing some of a company's processes or services overseas so as to take advantage of lower cost. In this speech, I will show you how offshoring negatively impacts not only the U.S. economy, but the workforce of the United States. Even if you are not currently working, one day you will be. It is important that we not only recognize this threat, but also take steps to stop it. If you need an example of how offshoring can impact a community, we can all take a look at Detroit, a once thriving city. In fact, for years it was thought of as the jewel of the United States, with a thriving economy and more jobs than people to fill it. It was a working man's paradise. Now, what is it? A running joke among Americans. How many times have you heard someone say, well, at least it isn't Detroit? Offshoring destroyed a once thriving city and made a joke out of a community that once prided itself on its economy. In 2010, the average annual employment in the state of North Carolina was 4.1 million people. These jobs were in every field imaginable, from IT to manufacturing to healthcare, education. Now, for 1 minute, let us imagine that every single one of these jobs is gone. Impossible, right? Well, guess what? It's happening. In that same year, 2010, we as a country lost 4.2 million jobs to offshore. We lost 100,000 more jobs as a country to offshoring than the state of North Carolina has. We cannot afford to keep losing these jobs that provide a livable wage to our citizens. Offshoring must be recognized as a threat to American workers as it takes millions of jobs away and robs American citizens of an extremely valuable tax base. Let us first look at the millions of jobs lost due to offshoring. America has lost 5 million manufacturing jobs to countries that pay their workers less than American minimum wage, according to Patricia Atkins, who serves on the board of editors of State and Local Government Review. Between the years 2000 and 2010, the U.S. lost over 5 million manufacturing jobs. This is a little over 1/3 of the manufacturing jobs in the country. As a local example, we can look at Charlotte. Charlotte lost almost 30% of its manufacturing jobs from 1980 until 2015. We need to evaluate what 5 million jobs really means. What it means to our workforce, but also what it means to our economy. This loss of jobs is a loss of tax money for our government. These funds can be used to improve schools and infrastructure, things that we can all admit America desperately needs right now. Companies look for any way to keep profits high, as is the nature of business. Many companies have used tax loopholes by offshoring their labor. David Spring, a renowned economist, states that GE, a company that I'm sure we all have a product or two of at our own homes, whether it be a refrigerator, microwave, even some kind of phones and small electronics, made over $14 billion in 2014. This is a company that's known for offshoring their profits. You know how much they paid in taxes? Did you guess a dollar? You were a little high. $0. Companies are squeezing every single cent possible out of the American consumer and do their best to give nothing back. We cannot allow this to continue. Offshoring is a huge economic and societal issue. But there are ways we can curb this behavior, or maybe get rid of it altogether. What we as a country and as people need to do is impose tax penalties on companies that use offshoring as a business practice. If we impose tax penalties, many jobs will stay at home. Not only will we make it more cost efficient to produce products and goods and services in America, it would increase the American tax base. Decreasing unemployment and offering our citizens better opportunity for work can never be a bad thing. Yet these changes will take time. If you want to help now, start looking by buying products made in America, or look at your local small business. I hope you realize that offshoring is a serious threat to America's economic prosperity. If we all recognize the issue now, I'm sure that we all can find a way to try and solve this problem. Speaking on taxes, if you see here, here's a chart of the decline of corporate tax revenue in between the years 1952 and 2012. In the year 1952, federal revenues of companies was around 33%. Over time, you can see it down, into where 2012, a little under 10%. We've reduced our tax income from businesses by a third. Oh, excuse me, 2/3. Now, offshoring must be recognized as a threat to the American working class. It takes away jobs from hardworking Americans and robs us of a valuable tax base, like I've shown. And this is just a few of the many negative effects of offshoring. We're not even going into the issues that come along with the poverty that these bring, such as drug abuse issues and also stress on personal families. Loss of jobs and loss of money for education, healthcare, and infrastructure are just things we can prove. The effects are endless. If you want a strong America like I do, we need to address all these issues of offshoring. We cannot allow businesses to get richer than they are off the despair of our country and its people. How many times have you seen somebody driving down the road in a brand new car and you're just worried about paying rent? There's so much wrong in our world right now. We need to try and cut this off when we can before it gets out of hand. Thanks everybody for your time. I hope I made a difference. I hope I've made you guys think about offshoring and this negativity. A lot of people like to say things like, oh, well, big business works for everybody. But the simple fact of the matter is it doesn't. At the end of the day, there's going to be a haves and have-nots. And hopefully we can start to bridge that gap in between the haves and the have-nots to find a better, stronger, working middle-class America. Again, thank you for your time. Hope you guys have a good day.